You can learn them all. You can throw yourself into this religion. You can do the entire Shulchan Aruch. You can learn. You can go to yeshiva for a decade. You can be a rabbi working for the community for 10 years. You can have a chavrusa at night. You can learn. You can kill yourself with this religion. But at the end of the day, if you're not married, slowly, every single one of these mitzvahs will disintegrate, and you will slowly, eventually be left as a sliver of what you used to do. Because it will not work in the long run if you're single. Every single thing that's in this religion is designed for married people. So the warning God's giving is, it's not good for man to be alone. Like, don't even go farther if you're not planning to be married, because none of this stuff's going to hold. It's not going to hold. You have got, the only way you're going to be happy, it's not good for man to be alone. God said that, and you know what? God's right on that. Because He designed us not as self-contained units. We can never be happy. Any single person, and I don't mean somebody like, oh, I've been single for 3 weeks and I'm delighted to be single because I hated my ex. No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying like somebody who's perpetually single. Like I've been single my entire life. I'm like 50, okay? So anyone who's been single this long who tells you, oh, I'm so happy, is either lying to themselves, lying to you, or both. Because it's impossible. God has created us to make that impossible. Anyone who suffers as single is not happy. And Judaism doesn't work for that. You know, and this is like a really big problem. So you asked me, what's the thing that, how did you phrase it? I'm sorry?
What do you love and what do you hate about it?
The thing I hate most is that I'm trapped in this religion as single. And I would love to be married, you know? But my problem is, I need to find somebody who's from, right? And willing not to have kids. And you know what? That's like trying to find a unicorn. I have a better chance finding Bigfoot than finding a frummy woman who is willing not to have kids.
Okay, what else do you love or hate?
What do I love?
Or hate.
I can tell you what I love. What do I love? I love making people laugh. I love surfing. I love being in the water. The only time like I'm ever really at peace in my life, because there's not really a lot of peace in my life, is when I'm in the water, when I'm surfing, or when I'm at my beach, hanging out with my seals, being in the water. That I really love that. You know, that's a big part of me. I love making people laugh. I love dancing. I love dancing my brains off to live Jewish bands. There's something special about dancing, you know, and those are the things I love. You know, you know, there's been some women in my life that I've loved, and that got me, and I've loved them. Never worked out. I never got married. Those are my loves.
Do you ever think about not getting married?
Not getting married? It's really painful.
Just
not getting married? You know, I tell you this. I have a rabbi, and he's a tremendous Talmud Chacham. About 6 years ago, I was communicating with him, and I wrote him an email, and I said, listen, you know, I can't take it anymore. I really fucking can't take it anymore. And I said, here's, you know my situation. You know, I explained to him, you know, here's my situation. What am I supposed to do? You know, it's like, how am I gonna continue? I refuse to do this the rest of my life. Something's gotta give. It's like, you know, I'm serving this lifetime sentence of Shomer Negiah, right? This is where I'm at. And I'm trapped in this religion that's designed for married people. And I mean, you know, it's like I can't even have a girlfriend. Like I can't have a normal life. I can't get laid. I don't have any love in my life. I don't have anybody that like shares my life with me, or my bed with me, or my anything. I was like, this is not healthy. This is not normal. Like God doesn't want this. It's like, what am I going to do? And I asked him that point blank. He goes, okay, look, you know, you're in a special situation. And he was really bright. You know, he sent me this article that was written by, I don't know if you know him, Rabbi Feldman. He's the Rosh Yeshiva of Ner Yisrael in Baltimore.
Yes.
Oh, you do know him. Okay. And Rabbi Feldman wrote an article, I think it was for the Jewish Action years ago in the OU magazine, or it might have been for something else, Mishpacha magazine. I honestly don't remember where it was written. He sent me this article. It was very interesting. It was written for a guy who isn't attracted to women at all. He's got a totally different problem than me. This guy is attracted to males. Okay. Okay. You know, like the Torah says, we're all inherently bisexual, right? We all have attractions for both genders, right? For me, it's like I'm like really whacked to the side of females to the point where, you know, like every chick that walks down the street, I'm gonna eyeball her, right? Guys, like, not so much, right? But this guy is quite the opposite, right? He would describe himself as gay. I have a problem with that word gay because I don't think it doesn't work with Torah. There's no such concept as gay. There's a homosexual act, okay? And this guy had a strong yetzer, a strong desire, a strong drive for the male act, and he had like nothing going for the woman thing. Now he became Baal Tshuva, okay? This guy became BT, and his problem was that he like was forced no longer he can have relations with a guy, right? And he couldn't cope with it, so he wrote a letter to Rabbi Feldman. So the answer that Rabbi Feldman wrote to him, my rabbi sent to me, which I thought was really interesting. Like, he made this comparison. And the answer really was, look, this is what's going to go down. The answer is, Judaism going to suck for you, basically. Okay? Because this is not how it's supposed to go down.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to be living a lifetime of Shomer Negiah, which is a sentence. There's really no difference between me and a priest. But I never signed up for the priesthood, and neither did this guy. Right? We're basically not allowed to touch, in his case, males and females. Right?
Yeah.
At least priests can hug a woman. I'm not even allowed to do that. I'm done. Right? I can't even shake hands with women. Right? I'm done. Right? So the Rabbi Feldman wrote, and he said, what you're going to have to do is really, really dive into getting yourself and your energies into things that have nothing to do with any of this. You know, take some of that nervous energy and spend it doing whatever. But you're going to have to find outlets for your nervous energy. But he said so for me, I try to put that into like surfing and comedy, and you know, and I'll get into something else that I'm doing too. What am I talking about? How did you ask this question? I have a tendency
Just
to
go into whatever you're doing.
So,
something else you're doing.
that I don't even know. I have a brain fart, so I have blocks. What am I talking about?
You're about to launch into something else you're doing. So it's surfing. You're putting your energy.
Yeah, I put it. Yeah, but the other thing he said was that people like me have a unique opportunity that God has given us, because like everybody else who's they're bogged down with their wives or their husbands and their kids, and they don't have time to like do anything. They don't have any time. They don't have XX amount of time. Like, they have to go to work every day, and they have to... What is going on over here? I'm missing something.
Oh, I just asked if anyone wants to marry a 44-year-old blogger.
That's you?
Yes.
Oh.
So Shira says she's too young.
How old is Shira? I got some news. I'm gonna
20.
Okay, can we get to that in a second? Can she hold that thought? Tell Shira not to run away, because I want to finish this thing and then I'll talk about that. Okay, because I'm gonna blow the world away on something else. But okay, I want to talk to you about something else. So what are we looking at?
I'm listening, dude.
Okay, what am I saying? So I have time to put myself into and my energies into things that other Fermis who are married and all have responsibilities and don't have this time, that can't do that stuff. What are we looking at?
Looking at you.
So one of the things I decided to do, and this was like 6 years ago, was to start telling my story. I said, you know what, Rabbs, it's time to come out. It's time to come out of the closet, you know, to coin that phrase. And I got to start telling people my story. And I got to stop. I can't just hide away and shut up for the rest of my life, and no one's ever going to find out about this stuff. I got to get out there, and I got to fucking say it. I got to start talking about child abuse. I got to take a stand on this, and I got to be open, and I got to be public about it. I got to talk about how I'm not doing it, and I'm stuck in a religion, and I got to start talking about these things. And I started writing essays about them, and they started getting some, you know, recognition. I was on MySpace. I was a big deal on MySpace. MySpace is dead now. Say cottage for it, right? But This was like 2006, and I was like a big deal. This is when MySpace was big. The biggest website in the world in 2006, look it up, was MySpace. And on MySpace, if you did a search on Rabbi,